And I have a cat. Apologies, a cat trying to get in my door. Um, and so this call is really an opportunity to get to know each other a little bit. You are going to be working together for the next 8 months. It's a long time. And so, yeah, yeah. I've had a few ladies, I've had a few over the last year who've come in and gone, oh, 8 months is a long time. I don't know if I can commit to that. So just want to acknowledge the fact that you are committing to that length of time. And it is a transformational journey. So it's definitely worth it. So first of all, I thought that we could just share a little bit about ourselves. I'm happy to start because I don't know either of you very well at all. So you would have heard my story if you've watched the first video, the introduction video on the platform, you would have learnt about me. I'm not going to share all of that again, but I just want to say that the reason that I decided to share this space and start this group is because I I just saw so many women who felt stuck in their growth, who had got to a point where, they've had all these experiences and then they've got to a point where oh, why am I not growing anymore? Or what do I even meant to be doing here? And I don't know, I think it was the call I had with you, Helen. I can't remember. It was one of you I remember saying that woman, when we get to our age, it's like our Saturn return years. Do you know what I mean? And we get to the point, and even our North Node return, our nodal return. God, merch, go. Um, cat
Cats, gotta love them.
changing his mind. And so we're questioning what are we doing? Why are we here? And so I see that a lot with our age. And so I just feel like this is a beautiful opportunity to explore that and to really remember yourself. And so what I love about these groups is I love to hold space for you. I love to, because something that I'm able to do is illuminate things. I can see things that you're not able to see. So I illuminate that for you so you can see that yourself. And then that's your choice whether you decide to see that, work with that, change that, transform that, however you want to work with it. But that's my job, is holding space and illuminating things you can't see, literally. So and I love groups because we learn from each other. I mean, I learn from you as well, as much as you're learning from each other. So it's a beautiful reflective space. That's the beauty of feminines, right? We're so good at connection and relationship and reflection. So we learn from each other. So I would love if you ladies would love to share a little bit about yourself. Um, really all you need to share is just your name, maybe a little bit about you, and why this space, why you decided to say yes to this, what you want to get from it.
Okay. Helen, do you want me to go first? I made some notes
Yeah,
last.
I can tell you want to go first. I'm waiting.
I couldn't sleep last night, so I bought myself a cool big book because I just love jotting and things. And sometimes I'm always on a computer, and I was like, I want something I can touch and write on. So
I like that you've got soul written on that.
yeah, I couldn't fit academy, so I just got something.
Soul. It's great. Yeah.
Okay, so a bit about me. Lolena, hi Helen. I've been to yoga, a couple of your yoga classes before. I love them, by the way.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
Up the
yeah.
back. You sit up the back.
What was that?
You've been in the back row.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see falling my eyes out? I was the girl going up and down crying, and this is part of the reason why I'm here. But yeah, so Lolena, that's me. I live in Paraparaumu Beach. Me, if I think about me, I think I'm fun, I'm funny, I'm mischievous, I'm loyal. I'm a nature lover. I'm an adventure seeker, and I live a very chaotic life. I juggle a lot. I've got 2 teenagers. They're awesome. They're really cool. And I've been in IT for the last 30 years. I found yoga about 25 years ago. And from there, the kind of spirituality and the wellness journey just kicks off. It just happens. Who, you're hanging out with these people in your yoga class, and then there's all these workshops, and all of a sudden you're doing all sorts of things. You're learning about lunar cycles and raw food and what do you call it? Rinsing your nostrils out with little neti pots and doing all sorts of detoxes. So so I kind of live in that world, but I also live in another world, and it's quite confusing. I live, so I'll go and do 9D breathwork courses and soma and sound healing and go on yoga retreats. But then I'll go partying and dance till dawn and get quite messed up with my friends. I've got a lot of bad habits. And I really struggle with that contrast of me being in both worlds. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not allowed to have both. And then I'm like, well, who says? And then I just beat myself up and I feel guilty. So the last 6-7 years have been really horrible. I left, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. I left my, sorry.
Don't apologize.
I left my kid's father 5 years ago for a really toxic man, and I bit off way more than I could chew, and I got myself really, 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 I was very naive, and he basically, a lot of psychological and emotional abuse. I had no idea. You don't know you're in it until you come out of it. You really have no idea. It's quite a bizarre place to be. And especially, when you've lived a life and it's all been hokey-dory, and all of a sudden you're 45 and you're like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on here? What have I just done? So I've had multiple tower moments in the last 5 years. And right now I am going through counselling. I'm questioning everything. I feel like I've been on the wrong train, and I've got off and gone, oh my God, I've got on the wrong train. How the fuck do I go back? I can't. So I'm basically rebuilding myself. I've spent the last probably 2 years absolutely floored. My nervous system is fried. I tried to go back to yoga, Helen, but all it did was make me cry. I would just lie on the mat. I'd just be bawling through the whole thing.
That's a good thing. You should keep coming. Yoga's meant to make you cry.
Gosh, I just wouldn't stop. And I was just like, I actually just lie on the couch for a couple more months and just cocoon. Yeah. I thought, can anyone see me?
No, there's lots of people that do that. You're not on your own. Yeah.
So right now, rebuilding myself, trying to find my way back to myself. But in saying that, as soon as you have kids, I don't know what's happened in the last 20 years. I don't actually know who I am now, because I'm not the girl I was before I had kids, and I'm not the same girl as I was when I entered that toxic relationship. So I'm trying to find my true north again. When it comes to gifts, spiritual gifts, I'm just really a knower and a feeler. I don't see or hear or anything, and I don't trust myself when I do feel and hear, feel and know. It's kind of in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I do remember thinking that, and I should have listened to myself. But yeah, I'm here to learn more about me and get back to my true north. I seem to walk in so many worlds, but I don't belong in any of them. And sometimes I feel a little bit lost. So there's a lot of work going on right now. I was talking to a friend. She goes, you're really mopping up the mess, aren't you? I said, I'm doing everything. I had a really powerful Romy session on Sunday. I had a really intense breathwork session the week before. I go to sound healing. and then I'll smoke marijuana. I'm just like, and then I'll go drinking or something. Yeah. So there's quite a bit that I'm unpacking with my counselor, and I'm so happy that I found her. And I'm so happy that I found you too, Tanya. So you popped up on my news feed and you were saying something about, are you feeling lost? I was like, so here I am, and I'm looking forward to the next 8 months.
And I'm so happy you're here, Lolena. Thank you so much for sharing that. That can't have been easy.
Also, I think I've self-diagnosed myself with ADHD, the inattentive one. A lot of friends have kind of nudged me and said, "Hey, you should read this," and I'm like, "Why am I reading this?" And they're like, "Because we think it's you." I'm like, maybe it is. So yeah,
That's part of understanding yourself, right? All these little things that we get and we, explore that. So thank you for being here. I just want to say thank you. Such a pleasure to have you with us. And thank you for sharing.
My turn.
That's
I, yeah, I was awake early, Lalina, but I was definitely not writing stuff. In the actual fact, I've been a continuation of a declutter that I'm doing at the moment. I found myself ripping things off the wall. Anyway, so a bit about me. I'm in my 60s now, so I'll be nearly 62. So it's like life changing. And very much aware that, as you go through these cycles, at 55, I know that I changed and did different things. So my oh gosh, I'm gonna just randomly put a few things in which I think are really important. For me, it's about going back to who I always wanted to be when I was growing up. And when I was growing up, I was the tomboy. I wanted to be a farmer. I wanted to be in the army. And the reason I wanted to do those things is because they were outdoorsy. They were outside. I wasn't stuck inside. I could move around and I could do things, and it was active. So, and at that time, obviously, with my age, that was what was available, Otherwise, you're a teacher and you're a secretary. And a nurse was really what I grew up with. So, life was pretty defined for me. I had an Irish Roman Catholic mother, so she was from Dublin. We grew up very strict Catholic environment, and she'd come from a very strict Catholic environment, obviously in the middle of Dublin, where they would get whipped and bashed by the nuns if they didn't behave. So she brought all that with her. But growing up, I was really the tomboy. My parents separated, and mum was having affairs quite early, and I was always just left to be my own person. So this is one of the themes that comes through for me. I had to look after myself the whole time. I was the youngest. The elder two had sort of done their thing. So I'm very independent. Don't like people telling me what to do and all that sort of thing. So that sort of theme has weaved through, but always a little bit lost because there was no one there really. Everyone was focused on themselves, and I was left to wander and do my own thing. So I went to Australia very young. I was only 18. Left, no phones, everything was via paper telegrams or whatever it was. I remember my mum sending me one and going, "Oh, you have to ring me." I had to go to the phone box and ring her because she was getting married again. I met my first husband over there, the father of my 3 children, too young. They said I couldn't have children, had got pregnant with one, ended up having 3 under 3.5. We moved back here, went back there. I left him, came back here, single mum, brought my kids up by myself basically all those years. So again, that independent thing just coming through all the time. I don't need anyone to help me. I can do my own stuff. And during that time, I got very much into more of the spiritual stuff, crystal healing, massage, you name it, all of that sort of stuff, Reiki, bits and pieces. I was dating a guy who went down in a plane crash down at Warbirds over Wanaka. That's the only thing that makes me cry. Yeah. Anyway, there was the spiritual bit with that was really quite interesting. So I've been doing all these other spiritual things and tapping into that, the woo-woo stuff that he used to say to me. But when the plane went down, when I had a bad dream that night, and he was in my dream, he was on the windscreen of my car. I had the windscreen wipers going, and he was holding on to them. And I'm like, you've got to get off. You've got to go. And he's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, no, Jamie, you've got to get off and you've got to go. Anyway, and then the next day my mother met me and she said, have you seen the papers? And I'm like, no. So we found out that he'd died in this plane crash. But I had him in the house for a long, long time. So I don't see my mum used to see, but he used to talk to me. So this is what makes me teary. Anyway, and then when that's when I ended up in a bad relationship, stalker, threatening. I left him in 2011, and I had to run away. I had to pack up everything and run and hide, and so I didn't know where I was, and I'm sort of, it's taken me a long time to get him out of me, and so through that period, that's when I shut off all my spiritual side. Yoga became my crutch, and I love yoga because I think it kept me sane, and it's evolved me, and then it's brought together the physical aspect of things that I like doing and the spiritual aspect. So I can bring all the spiritual stuff into class, and it's a physical thing for me. It's really grounding for me. So yeah, that's sort of the backdrop. I've had got stuck into public sector because I've had to bring up my children by myself because their father never sent any money or never provided any support. So, and then sort of got stuck being a public sector worker, which is really not me. But I was like, oh, I'm stuck in this box, and I'm good at my job, right? It was a senior job. Gave it up last year because my word was transformation, and I want to kick Wellington to pieces. I don't want to be part of it, and transition. So I'm in the space of transitioning, I guess, and knowing that I don't want to go back into LE full time. And funnily enough, I pulled out something where I'd been to see a psychic with a girlfriend in Nelson, and I was trying to work out, when was that? Was that a year ago? And she was like, you're going to give up Welly. It's not your thing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's happening. So I've got one foot a little bit in Welly, but nowhere near a senior job that I had before. It's a little bit, I can walk in, walk out. So I don't have that same emotional attachment to it. So big emotional pull away from it. And that's a little bit challenging because I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, but it's frustrating. But don't worry about it. Oh, but they don't know what they're doing. Geez, do they not have any political awareness? So I'm sort of in that space, and then I'm going, don't worry, walk away and continue. I just want to get a little bit more yoga. The other thing I was reading was my human design thing and my astrology thing, and it goes, I can be full on and then pull back, and that's sort of, I will be really random, and then I'll be really focused, and then I can get sucked down and get stuck in that for a day or maybe a couple of days, and then I'm out of it. But it will periodically, I'll get stuck, and then I'm like, no, I'm fine. And then I'm off again, I've been told I'm ADHD. I'm not sure. People tell me that. I don't think I am. I think the struggle I have in the evening is being able to sit still. I can't sit still, and I need distractions. I'm fine up until the evening. I'm really productive and I can do things, and I'm really, but the evening is a killer for me, and I don't know why. I think I feel I miss company. So then I'm like, do I need to go off and do things? And then I'll teach yoga at night because that's good for me. I get company and I really enjoy what I'm doing. But when I'm at home by myself, because I'm an introvert, I'm like, in the evenings, I'm like, oh, but I don't want to go out because I don't want to, yeah, I could go for a sauna, or I don't want to go down there because there's weirdos down there. And then I get sucked into having to listen to that conversation. Anyway, so that I think that's pretty much where I'm at. I've got three children. Katrina, my eldest, turns 40 in April next year. So my son will be 38 in September. And my youngest daughter, Sophie, she's 36 in August, or 37 in August. Yeah, 37, I think. No, 36. 36. She's born. Yeah.
Glad I'm
Helen,
not the only
yeah,
one who forgets.
yeah, it's the last one, right? It's like, oh, what are they? Yeah, 18 months between Katrina and Gavin, and then less than 2 years between Sophie and Gavin. Yeah, who was Tamara, but changed her name to Sophie. I've got four grandchildren.
Neat.
One's about 8, Fernando. I've got Isabella, who's 3. They're in Auckland. And then I've got Cooper, who's 4, and Hunter, who's 1, down in Wellington. So they keep me busy. They're the 2 boys I babysit on Monday. Mum and Dad go to work at 6, so I'm there at 6 a.m. until about 5 p.m., which is quite fun. Yeah.
Lovely. You had your children young, Helen.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We got married, and then within 2 months I was pregnant. I've had it. I used to have. Well, I had 2 doses of anorexia when I was younger, at 15 and 17, and I never used to get periods. Like, they'd be almost 2 years apart, and the doctor said the you may not get pregnant. Anyway, I had a cyst on my ovary. They removed it, and then bang.
Wow. Okay. Wow. You
Yeah,
were blessed with children. You were meant to.
I was meant to. I'm very fertile.
Yeah. Well, thank
Mm.
you for sharing all that, Helen, especially the part about your partner. That must have been tough, especially finding out through the paper.
Yeah.
It
Oh
really-
yeah, and it's funny. It's the only thing that makes me cry still all these days, all these years later.
Was he with all those researchers and they all worked for the same company?
No,
No.
they went to Warbirds over Wanaka. It was a group of people from Parapara Umu.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah, yeah,
We've actually got very
Everyone-
similar stories, Helen.
yeah. We have.
I was raised Catholic as well. I went to Catholic
Mm.
primary and college. I also am, I'll do it myself. I don't need help because my parents both worked, and so I had to look after my younger brother from about 6 onwards. And so I am staunchly independent.
Mm.
Yeah. And working in the city. And it took me years to stop working in the city. And I kind of finally got my breakout here. And I still need to, I'm sick of sitting in front of a laptop. I'm sick of it. I've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
sitting at a desk since 95. I don't want to do it anymore.
God,
It's
I've been
similar.
sitting at the desk since 1980.
Oh, so horrible. And yeah, I think transformation was what we were talking about, transformation in one of your yoga classes last year. Yeah, and I was like, yeah, that's my word too. And I'm still transforming. It's such a long transition.
It's a lifetime. We never stop.
Mm.
It's just
Yeah,
that sometimes are more intense than others. And
Yeah.
And the interesting thing is the transformation is where you do it's where you searching more because you know that there must be more to life. So you're in search mode. And so that's when you get a lot of things come up. Like, Lalina, you talk about all the things that you're trying and doing. And, Helen, you're talking about that transition. So that's when things are sent to you, obviously, but also you're kind of, in that space where you're searching for stuff. So it's I will say to you, the first couple of modules is there's a lot of inner work. So it's going to bring out a lot of this. So Helen, when you talk about that blockage around your spirituality with your partner, that will come up. So I just want to let you know about that.
Yeah.
It's totally up to you if you
Yeah.
want to go there or not. But yeah. because that
Oh,
heart.
do you mean like him coming back in?
Well, no, well,
Like,
possibly, but what I mean is you when you talk about how that kind of blocks your spirituality or blocks
uh,
the spiritual
yeah,
side of
what
you, that's your
yeah,
heart
the
chakra kind of shutting down. Yeah.
yeah. So the yeah, I'm aware of that, which is why this is the right time for me. But I've been stepping out and opening up a lot more to my intuition and spirituality. That's why I'm ready to do this. I realize that I'm actually ready now because I am starting to step out. Yeah, I shut it down because of the second husband because he was just such a brutal man. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I
Interesting. You do have similar journeys. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Protection orders, all that rubbish, going through the courts, trying to keep assholes away. And now that new stalking law
Yes.
just passed, I'm like, and it's like if you do something like twice in 12 months, you'll go to jail. And I'm like, well, how about three things in one day?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't it? It's so good that that's come out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So good.
Oh, thank you, ladies, for sharing all of that. It's nice to get to know you a little. Um,
yeah.
and your
We do have
honesty.
to share all stuff. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to make headway and really do this, we do need to be honest with ourselves and everyone, and let everyone know where we're at.
Yeah, 100%.
Mm.
I honor that. Okay, so I just want to talk about some shared values now, which we will kind of hold each other to, well, not hold each other to, but just, part of the foundation for this group going forward. So there's just some basic ones that I will just share with you. And if there's anything, that you want to add or change or whatever, just please say, and I can write them up for you and pop them into our chat. So the first one is presence and participation. So this is when we show up fully for ourselves in the group. When we're in the space, we're present, engaged, and open to the experience. Yeah, okay with that one? Does that feel good for you? I mean, you've just done that.
Yeah, yeah, we've just done that.
Yeah.
I would say like if we were having 3 hour online meetings, I would struggle.
Mm.
They're just
Yeah,
an hour.
but 1 hour's fine. Yeah, it's just like, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
To
It's like,
know.
oh, this is really hard.
Good to
Yeah.
know. That's great. The other one is commitment to the container, which is what I talked about when we first came in. We respect the energy of the group by arriving on time, participating in practices, and completing any agreed integration work. Be okay with that? Homework and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Cool. Openness to growth. The space may stretch you, which I just talked about. We agree to meet that growth with curiosity rather than resistance. So, Helen, when you talked about how you don't like being told what to do, I have been that person all my life. And it's only really the last couple of years that I've seen that in myself and gone, well, actually, that doesn't serve me. So you will see that in yourself. Yeah.
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 Can I also add I'm going to add to that because I'm going to be completely honest here. What I don't like is what I like to have a conversation with someone who's got great knowledge and asks really good questions and is curious. What I don't like is someone being in that sort of demand and control where they talk to you and they don't listen to you and they don't respect anything that you want to share. So yeah, that's where that can come from. So, but I'm very curious. I'm really curious, and it's just yeah, it's working with people, and I guess maybe it shows up more in the working environment, and it's prominent for me because I see it in the working environment. See a lot of egos, and they just don't want to talk. They don't want to listen. They just want to go off and do. So that's sort of shrouded around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. That's great.
Yeah.
So do you want to add to that at all? Or is that
No, I think in this container that's great. Yeah.
okay? Cool.
Yeah.
But thanks for sharing that, Helen. I respect that. I really do, because that was me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, sorry. Sometimes I think people are just a little bit stupid and they should keep their thoughts inside their brain. Just like that should have been inside my brain right now, not spoken.
No, look, this is something that's really, again, I'm glad you brought this up, because this is about you being you right now. Right now, that's your truth.
It is. So you are going to get, I'm going to test this, right? So I'm going to test who I am. And that's often I'm like, oh, for goodness sakes, you don't know what you're talking about. Not in this container, but yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm glad we're in the same container, Helen. I meant to be.
It is meant
Yes.
to be.
Okay. Compassion for self and others. Transformation can bring big emotions to the surface. We meet each other and ourselves with kindness and patience.
Mm.
Okay, with that one. Yeah, of course you both are. Confidentiality. What is shared in this space stays in this space. We honor each other's stories and personal experiences with respect and privacy. Now, I just want to add to that. So, what I will be doing is normally I don't record the introduction calls, but I will just put that in our chat just for Louise. But going forward, our coaching calls will be recorded, but they are only for you, this group. They're not for anyone else. They will be recorded and they will go to a playlist on my YouTube, my Soul Academy YouTube, but it's unlisted. So it's only you ladies that will have the link to that. Okay. So I just wanted to be upfront about that. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yep.
So you're okay with that one? Personal responsibility. Each woman takes responsibility for her growth, choices, and integration. The space supports you, but you lead your own journey. We talked about that before, eh?
Yeah.
Non-judgment. We hold the space without judgment, comparison, and criticism. Everyone is on their own path and timeline. Yeah. Speak from your own experience. Share from your own truth and lived experience rather than advising or fixing others. You spoke that beautifully, Helen, before. Respect for different perspectives. Intuition and spiritual growth look different for everyone. We honor each person's unique way of experiencing and expressing their gifts. Trust the process. This is actually way more relevant than what we realize. We allow the work to unfold without needing to control or rush the outcome. And I've had experiences with students before where they've felt like they've taken, a step forward and two steps back. That is so normal for growth. That happens in life. We can see it. Lalina, when you talked about, the escapism that you have, with smoking marijuana and partying and all of that stuff, and then you're this other person. So that's that old part of you that goes, oh, I just want to stay in that for a little bit. But then, that's not actually the version of me that I want to be,
Have a couple of months where I feel calm, and then I'll have a couple of months where I'm really fucking angry.
Yeah.
And do some really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'm still haven't quite processed
that
asshole. And it just comes up, and it's when you least expect it, and you think, oh, I'm all done now, it's all finished, and then something will trigger you, and you're like, shit, how long is this going to go on for?
Do you know what?
Beautiful.
I'll share Can I share something?
Go for it, honey.
Yeah,
we've got Louise coming in.
Oh, okay.
That's all right. You go for it. Hi, Louise.
Okay. So
good morning.
I left my ex in 2011, and do you know what? In December last year, I had a reflection about one thing that I'd been holding on to without realizing it. And it's like, how many years later is that? But it was almost like it was the last thing that I thought I'd dealt with everything. And then suddenly it was like, whoa, that was interesting. Yeah. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was holding on to that. Wow. Yeah. And it was sort of like the last little thing that went bang. Yeah.
Triggers are great. They're fantastic. We want to celebrate them, even though they feel awful. We want to celebrate them because they're such a good opportunity for growth. Yeah. And the last one, and then we'll come back to Louise, honoring vulnerability. So this space welcomes authenticity and emotional honesty. Personal experiences and emotions may arise, and we meet them with compassion and respect while each woman remains responsible for her own well-being. So, if you're not feeling good in that moment and it's too much for you, just say, I need to, I have to stop talking about this, or I need to leave, or whatever. Absolutely feel that you can do that because you're going to look after yourself. So, is there anything else that you'd like to add to that before we welcome Louise in?
No, I'm happy with all of that.
Lovely. Hi, Louise. Nice
Good
to see you,
morning.
lovely. We missed
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Good morning. I'm so pleased to be on the planet with you, and my apologies for not appearing earlier. So thanks for your patience.
All right, sweetheart.
Morning.
So you've got Helen and Lelina here with you, and these are the beautiful ladies that you will be journeying through for the next 8 months with.
Good
So
morning.
Morning.
we have actually been recording this, so you will be able to watch this back so that you can hear a little bit about them and learn a little bit about them. I don't want to go through that all again.
Yep,
But
sure.
would you like to share something a little bit about yourself and like why you're here, why you said yes to this space, and what you want to learn from it? Would you be happy to do that just so they can learn a
Yes,
bit about you?
sure. So this space just felt, I mean, I've been connected with you for a while, Tanya, and just this space kind of called me in. And it's been interesting because I've been looking um, for some time further afield from what's just in front of me. I've been in a nursing home now for 3.5 years or something after injuries from the COVID vaccine. So literally the world has set me on my ass. And so I've had a lot of time to look at my life and look at the patterns and look at as not from the victim aspect, but to look at where I have been an integral player in forming some of those circumstances that happened, and not taking the what's happened to me, but where have I directed these things to be happening in my life, and then kind of woken up with a surprise as to, oh, hang on, but actually recognizing what the part is that I've played along the journey as well. So that's been really enlightening, and it's been really grounding, and I think there's a very good reason that God, the world, the universe, whatever, has set me on my backside to process all of this, because it's gone from genuine um, situations which were not of my doing, but I see where sometimes that thread of what's happened from circumstances where I absolutely had no control over and earlier in life and different situations and kind of thing, that sometimes those patterns have carried through, not like a victim mentality, but it's also I haven't necessarily taken responsibility on where I've been allowing layers or levels of, like, I've been lowering my standards for myself and therefore also for those around me and how to treat me. So it's been quite a bit of a wake up call, and it's really nice because it's almost like I feel like it's cleaned the slate for me. It's cleared the ground. So it's like I'm now looking at sort of bare ground, but fertile ground. I'm not looking at it like a barren kind of place that I'm standing on. It feels like I'm standing on solid ground, and I can now walk firmly towards what I'm wanting in life and consciously choosing how I build that life that I want. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I love it. Beautiful. And
And
it's so
I've really felt that I've I've kind of gone away from looking through a lot of books and reading a lot of, and that's been in my previous in my previous world, before I was sitting here for years, I was a counselor, and I was very much in the mind and what was happening for people and assisting people, and also with my own journey. And excuse me, it's interesting now. It's like I've gone completely away from the mind, looking up the learning, the psychology of everything. And I've really connected, I feel, spiritually and with like just connecting with the universe, with the sky and the, whatever exists out there that I believe we haven't been told about and has been kept completely quiet, that this is just this planet and that's all that exists in the world. And it's like I'm connecting to a higher realm of intelligence and being that I'm being guided by, because I'm just allowing myself to listen and not needing to know.
Bingo. I love it. It's beautiful.
No.
Beautiful,
Yes.
Louise. I love it. Thank you
Mm.
so much. It's lovely to have you here, honey.
Thank you, love.
Got away with words. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, she does. Yeah, she does. She's an amazing, amazing woman. So much wisdom. So what I want to do now, ladies, is I actually just want to share. Have you all navigated the course? So have you gone onto the platform? Have you watched the welcome videos? Have you found the workbook and downloaded it or printed it out?
I haven't done the workbook yet.
Oh, I
Okay.
forgot to do that too. Ascension workbook. That's
Okay.
And I'm definitely a no on those.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you. So first of all, there is an app. So if you want to watch this on your phone, do this on your phone, there is an app. It's Circle.
Yep.
But if you are someone who would rather do it on a PC or a laptop, then you can just use the online space, which I'm going to show you. If you want the app, it simply looks like this. Can you see that C? It's blue
yep.
and it's got a
Yep.
C in it and it's called Circle. So if you just go to your app store, download that,
Yep.
and you will find Soul Academy on there. So I'm just
Cool.
going to open up. That's right. Zoom didn't want me to minimize
Oh,
anything.
yeah. Files tab. Files tab. Files tab. Files.
So I'm just going to share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, so what happens when you come in is you will come in here. Now, if you're on your PC, this is what it's going to look like, or a laptop. And if you see down here, the Inner Authority Collective is my membership space where you ladies have lifetime free access to, as because you're Ascension students. And
Yeah.
so all of these things in here, these are all spaces. Oops, I accidentally moved that. These are all spaces that there are things happening in, okay, that you have access to. And down here, you won't see soul voice or psychic transcendence, but this is your space. So only you students have access to this. So if you click on course, you will find the course. Now you're going to see, why is it doing that? It does that sometimes. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to.
Oh, and you can monitor us. Okay.
I can, yes, I can. But there is a space here where I can actually see it from your perspective, but I'm not quite sure how to do that. Hang on, let's see if I can do it here.
So mine says welcome Lolina, and then it's got the intro.
This is the back entrance, of course. You're not going to see it the same as that. But essentially, that's where you're going to find it, is you're going to find it in the course space right here. And there are, and so here are the different lessons and the different modules. And what's going to happen is we're going to work through these one by one. All I want you to do before we start is watch the welcome video here. You got this, Louise? You just watch the welcome video, and then the Ascension workbook is in the files in here. You want to download that. And then we're going to start the first lesson together, which is illuminating limiting stories. Now, the most important thing for this journey is that you do one lesson a week before we have our coaching call, so that you've got time to do the practice, whether it's journaling or any kind of practice. And then we come together in the coaching call and I help you to integrate what you've learned.
Okay.
So if you come to a coaching call and you haven't done the lesson, you won't know what we're talking about. So you need to make sure you've done that lesson, and then just that one lesson for the week. And then the next one is the second lesson, and then we do the coaching call for that. So now, if you're looking at it from a phone, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. If you're looking at it from a phone, anybody going to use the phone, or are you all going to use a PC or the
I've got a
laptop?
tablet coming. I just ordered an iPad yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah, I've
screen
got
you're
the
going to
iPad.
see. You're the same.
Yeah.
Okay, what about you, Louise? Are you going to be
So
using?
I'm on a phone at the moment, but I do have a tablet. So
So
I've got a Samsung tablet, so I should be able to look at it on a
yeah,
screen the same as if a computer kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I will say to you that it is easier on a bigger screen. It's
Yeah.
much easier to go in that way than it is on a smaller screen. So if you can do that, do that.
Yeah. As soon as you mentioned that, I thought, right, it's in my bag here. I'll fire that up today and get
Yeah.
that cracking. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you probably don't need the Circle app then if you're not going to use it on your phone. You
Okay.
can, yeah. I don't want to complicate things for you. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
So we talked about the coaching call. So there will be 2 weeks over Christmas and New Year that we won't be doing any lessons or coaching calls, obviously, because we all need to have a holiday. But I will still be in connection with you ladies. So we still
Okay.
have our chat, and I will still be in connection with you over that time, and maybe give you a couple of, I don't know, little activities or something you can do over that period without having anything too heavy, because we don't want
Yeah.
heavy stuff when we got family stuff. Use the chat. Now I added you, you're in 2 chats. One chat is just the 4 of us. So that's really good. Before any coaching call, I will put the join link in there. And so that's for arranging anything. If for some reason you're not able to make a coaching call, please just say, look, I can't make this. I've got other groups where we work around each other, and because it's really important that you're all on the call, it's all part of your learning. And so if possible, we can change the call to work for everybody. Obviously we try to avoid that, but we also want to work with people. And for anything else that comes up, I've got one group that's very active, and they put beautiful reels in there, and support each other, and put stories of their growth, and some of them aren't so active, but it's absolutely your space. Feel free to use it. The other one is the inner circle Ascension chat, and that is for all of my Ascension students. So you've got students in there that have been doing this for 4 months plus. And so if you've got any questions around, how did you find this lesson, and you want to kind of get some feedback or some support around something that you're navigating through a lesson, those ladies would be great for that, because they've been there. Yeah. Okay. So is there any other questions? And do you feel comfortable navigating the course space?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll get fired up on those, get me equipment fired up today and get started into those, and just have a good wander through. That sounds really good.
Right.
Yeah, that's all good. I'm immediately, when does it start? When does it kick off, so that I can plan?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the next Great question.
I
That was
just
the next thing on my list. Yeah.
sorry. I just FYI, I have a meeting at 9:30 that I have to go to as
Okay,
well.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we just need to organise a time and a day for our coaching call. So what day suits you, ladies?
I think we were all good for Thursdays. Is that
Yep.
correct? But can we just make it a little bit later in the day? Because I usually go in the office on a Thursday, and I just feel a bit naughty just diving into a meeting room to do my own personal stuff so early.
Yes, I'm good with a Thursday, any time, you know, after in the afternoon. So can you do the afternoons on a Thursday, ladies?
I can do any time. Yeah, from 10 onwards. I just feel a bit funny if I turned up to work and then disappeared into a room and did my own thing. I kind of
I
need
can't do 10. I can't do I've got a regular meeting. So
Okay.
I would have to be in the afternoon, and this is why I would like to know when does it start, because I have to get into my work diary now because I work. I work from home on a Thursday, which is fine, but I need to book it out
Yeah.
so that I don't get booked over with other things.
Could
so
we, just as a suggestion, could we make it like later in the afternoon, like a 4 or something like that? Is that
I like that.
is 4 good, Helen?
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, I'll as long as I know we set it in, and then I will
Right.
sort out my work diary. Yeah.
All right, let's do
Thursday.
4 o'clock Thursday, and we'll start next week, 25th of June. So now, if you can go into the course today or tomorrow or the next couple of days,
yep.
get the welcome video, the workbook done, and then the first lesson, illuminating stories, limiting stories. That's the first lesson, and then we'll meet. If you have any questions, use the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And we will let Helen go because she is on a mission.
Okay.
See you next week, Helen.
I'm not so much a mission, but I'm like, got my
Yes.
time sorted.
I
Yeah.
know. I understand.
Yeah.
We understand. All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
your time today, ladies. Have a beautiful
Okay.
week. If
Thank
you have any
you.
questions, ask in the chat.
Will do.
Bye.
Okay. Lovely.
Bye.
Thanks a
So
lot.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.